The name itself conjures images of roaring engines, Motown music, and a city reborn. As Michigan's largest city, Detroit's story is one of resilience, innovation, and a spirit that refuses to be broken. Situated on the banks of the Detroit River, its very existence is tied to the water. In fact, its name reflects this deep connection, derived from the French term Detroit, meaning strait or narrows. This waterway, a vital link between the Great Lakes, shaped Detroit's destiny from the very beginning. The river was a source of life for the indigenous peoples who first called this land home. It was a route for exploration and trade, connecting people and cultures. Later, it would become a vital artery for industry, carrying raw materials and finished goods to fuel a growing nation. Today, the Detroit River remains a symbol of the city's enduring spirit, a reminder of its past and a source of hope for the future. From its humble beginnings as a French fur trading post to its rise as the global center of the automobile industry, Detroit has always been a city on the move. But its journey has been far from smooth. Detroit has faced its share of challenges, from economic downturns to social unrest. Yet through it all, the city has always found a way to rise again, reinventing itself and emerging stronger than before. This is the story of Detroit, a city forged by the river, shaped by industry, and defined by the indomitable spirit of its people. Long before the arrival of Europeans, the land that is now Detroit was inhabited by indigenous peoples. Tribes like the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi thrived in the Great Lakes region for centuries. They relied on the Detroit River for sustenance, transportation, and trade. Their canoes, crafted from birch bark, navigated the waterways, connecting them to other tribes and resources. These indigenous communities lived in harmony with nature, respecting the land and its resources. The arrival of French explorers in the 17th century marked a turning point in the region's history. In 1701, Antoine de la Mothe Cadillac, a French officer and trader, established Fort Pontchartrain du Detroit. His vision was to create a fur trading center that would solidify French control of the Great Lakes fur trade. The fort, strategically located on the river, quickly became a hub of commerce, attracting traders, settlers, and indigenous peoples from far and wide. The French influence is still visible today in the city's layout and street names, a reminder of its early European roots. The fur trade, driven by the demand for beaver pelts in Europe, dominated Detroit's early economy. Trappers and traders, both French and indigenous, converged on the settlement, exchanging furs for goods like tools, weapons, and textiles. This bustling trade brought about a mixing of cultures as French settlers interacted with Native American tribes. While this period saw cooperation and trade, it also marked the beginning of European encroachment on Native American lands, a pattern that would have lasting consequences. The mid-18th century witnessed a power struggle for control of North America, with the British and French vying for dominance. In 1760, after years of conflict, the British gained control of Detroit, renaming it Fort Detroit. Under British rule, the fur trade continued to thrive, but new industries began to emerge. Agriculture gained a foothold, and the city's strategic location on the Great Lakes made it an important shipping center. The American Revolution brought about another shift in Detroit's allegiance. Although initially reluctant to join the fight, Detroit eventually fell under American control in 1796. The city became the capital of the newly formed Michigan Territory and played a crucial role in westward expansion. As settlers moved west in search of land and opportunity, Detroit served as a gateway to new territories. The Erie Canal, completed in 1825, further cemented Detroit's importance as a transportation hub, connecting the Great Lakes to the Atlantic coast and opening up new markets for trade. The 19th century was a period of significant growth and transformation for Detroit. The population surged, fueled by waves of immigrants seeking a better life. Germans, Irish, and later Polish and Italian immigrants arrived in Detroit, bringing with them their cultures, traditions, and skills. This influx of new residents contributed to the city's burgeoning industrial base. Detroit's manufacturing sector began to diversify, with industries like shipbuilding, iron production, and stove making taking root. The dawn of the 20th century brought about a revolution in transportation that would forever alter the course of Detroit's history: the automobile. Henry Ford, a visionary entrepreneur, established the Ford Motor Company in Detroit in 1903 and introduced the Model T, a car that would change the world. Ford's innovative assembly line production methods made automobiles affordable for the masses, and Detroit quickly became the epicenter of the global automobile industry. The rise of the auto industry had a profound impact on Detroit. The city experienced unprecedented economic growth as factories sprang up to meet the soaring demand for cars. General Motors and Chrysler, along with Ford, established their headquarters in Detroit, cementing the city's status as the Motor City. Jobs were plentiful, attracting workers from all over the country and the world. African Americans fleeing the Jim Crow South found opportunities in Detroit's booming factories, contributing to the city's growing African American population. Detroit's industrial might played a pivotal role during World War II. As the United States entered the war, Detroit's factories were transformed to support the war effort. Automobile plants were retooled to produce tanks, airplanes, and other military equipment, earning Detroit the nickname Arsenal of Democracy. The city's workforce, bolstered by women who took on factory jobs traditionally held by men, worked tirelessly to support the Allied cause. Detroit's contributions to the war effort solidified its reputation as a center of innovation and industrial power. The post-war era brought about both prosperity and challenges for Detroit. While the auto industry continued to thrive, driving the city's economy, cracks began to appear in the social fabric. Racial tensions fueled by discriminatory housing policies, segregation, and economic inequality simmered beneath the surface. The city's infrastructure, strained by rapid population growth, struggled to keep pace. In 1967, simmering racial tensions erupted in what became known as the 12th Street Riot. The 5 days of unrest left a lasting scar on the city's psyche and accelerated the process of white flight to the suburbs. As middle-class residents moved out, Detroit faced a declining tax base and struggled to maintain essential services. The auto industry, facing competition from foreign automakers, began to decline, leading to job losses and economic hardship. Despite these challenges, Detroit's spirit of resilience shone through. The city became a center for the civil rights movement, with leaders like Rosa Parks and Reverend C.L. Franklin, Aretha Franklin's father, playing pivotal roles in the fight for equality. Detroit's music scene also flourished, giving birth to the Motown sound, which captivated the nation and the world with its soulful melodies and infectious rhythms. Artists like Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, and the Supremes became global icons, showcasing Detroit's creativity and cultural vibrancy. The 21st century has witnessed a renewed spirit of hope and revitalization in Detroit. While the city continues to grapple with the legacy of its past, there is a palpable sense of optimism and determination to rebuild. Entrepreneurs, artists, and community leaders are working tirelessly to create a brighter future for Detroit. One of the most visible signs of Detroit's resurgence is the revitalization of its downtown core. Once abandoned buildings are being transformed into trendy lofts, restaurants, and businesses. The riverfront, once an industrial wasteland, has been revitalized with parks, promenades, and entertainment venues, drawing residents and visitors alike. Detroit's rich architectural heritage is also being celebrated, with historic buildings being restored to their former glory. Detroit's creative spirit is more vibrant than ever. The city has become a hub for artists, musicians, and innovators, drawn by its affordability, gritty charm, and collaborative spirit. Murals adorn the walls of buildings, transforming public spaces into open-air art galleries. Independent boutiques and restaurants are popping up in neighborhoods across the city, showcasing the talents of local entrepreneurs. Today, Detroit stands at a crossroads, embracing its past, while looking towards the future with hope and determination. The city's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the power of innovation, and the importance of community. The challenges Detroit has faced have only strengthened its resolve. The city has learned from its past mistakes and is working to create a more equitable and sustainable future. Investments in education, infrastructure, and economic development are creating new opportunities for residents. Detroit is becoming a model for urban revitalization, demonstrating that even in the face of adversity, cities can reinvent themselves and thrive. Detroit's story is far from over. The city's journey is a reminder that progress is not always linear, and setbacks are inevitable. But it is also a testament to the enduring power of hope, innovation, and the indomitable spirit of its people. Detroit's legacy is one of resilience, creativity, and a determination to build a brighter future for generations to come. Well, that's it for this one. See you in part 2 when we explore more of this city's glorious history.